My great-grandfather lived on Ayers Creek, and he depended on Ayers Creek for his living. He, in the summertime, used a gill net to catch fish, and then he would take them home and salt them down for storage for the season. And in the spring and the fall would harvest trees to sell to a local lumber yard. And in the winter he would hunt deer and ducks and geese, and sometimes they had to take advantage of what was available, and so they might trap muskrat or raccoon or whatever they could find. They were opportunistic, and so he really survived off of what Ayers Creek and the surrounding area had to offer. And now my wife and I are doing that in a very different way through our kayak adventure business, where we take people out and educate them about the natural environment and share with them the stories about my great-grandfather. And then my father, when he was growing up as a boy on Ayers Creek, there used to be where the Ayers Creek Bridge is today, there used to be a one-lane wooden bridge there. And he told me that when he was a boy, it was big excitement to have one car come by a day. And he and his little cousin would hear the car coming and run to an area where they could see the bridge. So that was their excitement for the day. Of course, now hundreds of cars cross Ayers Creek every day. Ayers Creek has changed a lot based on what my grandfather tells me. He says that it used to be very narrow and very deep. And now the creek is much wider and much shallower than it used to be. And there are even stories in the community where sailing ships used to sail up to Ayers Creek Bridge to bring in goods for the community. And of course, that's just not possible today, as shallow as it is. I think that there was a time when there was a lot less wildlife on Ayers Creek, and that was probably in the 50s and 60s, when there was a lot more agriculture activity and there was more of an impact on wildlife. And so now I think we're seeing a rebound in terms of the birds that we see, the number of fish that we see in the creek. And so I think that Ayers Creek is getting healthier than it was back in the 60s. I think Ayers Creek is recovering because there's been a lot of effort on water quality issues, habitat recovery kinds of projects, and just more attention drawn to the environment. Ayers Creek is very serene. It's very protected from the wind. It's a very calm waterway. We don't have a lot of waves, and so it's a very peaceful kind of setting. You see a lot of different types of birds, a lot of wildlife in general, and so it's very relaxing kind of atmosphere, and I think people really enjoy that part of it.